Good evening, Cecil TV. My name is Grant Handley, your Cecil TV political correspondent. Joining me today is our lovely guest, Dawn Branch. Dawn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Dawn here, congratulations, you won the primary, and because you won the primary, you've guaranteed that regardless of the outcome of this general election, the county council will look different. It'll have a different feel to it, different membership, and for that, change can always be a good thing for the county, so congratulations again.
Thank you.
Dawn, you are the District 5 general candidate, Republican nomination for the upcoming election here in November. So congratulations again. For those who are just kind of tuning in now in the general election, can you just tell us a little bit about your background and things of that nature?
Sure. As you said, I am the District 5 Republican nominee for the county council seat. I was on the school board from 2010 to 2018. Of the 8 years, I spent 5 as president. After that, I was on the Boys and Girls Club board for a few years. I currently work for the Judy Center, and I collaborate with other people managing grants for the Judy Center, which is over $3 million, and some other early childhood grants as well. I have about 30 years of experience in finance. Managing grants, writing the grants, and also managing budgets.
Great, great. Well, if you win, anytime you have an election in November, a lot of people talk about those first 100 days. It's very common rhetoric with the new president, new governor. If you win, what will your priorities be with the council and county government in general?
First, we need a long-term strategic plan. I feel like over the last 4 years especially, we've been flying by the seat of our pants. We have no plan of action. We have no way to address the revenue stream with our needs. When revenues are good, you should have a plan on how to spend them appropriately, but when revenues are down, you have to make sure you've saved up enough money in reserves to get through it. So I think, first of all, we need the strategic plan. It would also help the different agencies, whether it's CCPS or the Sheriff's Office or other services and entities of the county. It would help them to know where they stand from year to year. They would know every couple of years maybe we'll address a renovation project or the Sheriff's Office, which needs some pension help right now. So the plan of action is definitely needed so we know where we're going.
So you talk about a strategic plan here, Dawn. Can you just describe a little bit of what that looks like? Is this something you guys outsource to the consultant? Is this something you bring in by a committee to the public? Is this something you handle within the administration? What are the methods of creating this plan?
I think you should handle it within the administration with input from Cecil County citizens, what their priorities are, because they may not be the same as mine, and I want to know what they think. So I would definitely have a mix of county council putting together a plan and reaching out to our next county executive to make sure our priorities are in line. But like I said, you have to open it up to the constituents to see what their priorities are, and then work together to come up with a good plan, which is also going to be a fluid plan because things will happen. Right. There will be emergencies, and so you have to be willing to be able to adapt.
Flexibility. Yeah. Okay, well, besides the strategic plan, you're in office, you're a county councilwoman. What other issues are you looking to tackle?
We need to fix the office. There has been a lot of chaos, conflict, attacks. People with different opinions have been meant to feel less than they should. So there needs to be an open line of communication. We need to learn to listen and communicate. Everyone in Cecil County is my constituent, all residents. It doesn't matter what your party affiliation is. I am a Republican, but I serve all of the county. So it's important to rebuild that bridge so that people feel comfortable being who they are and coming to me with their challenges and things that they like about the county as well.
In your last interview with us, Dawn, you had said one of the things you're looking to create is a positive climate on the council. Is this what you're referring to?
Yes, rebuilding the climate. Cecil County is a wonderful place to live. We just have to fix a few communication issues.
Okay, well, speaking of communication, we have the Office of County Executive. That race is going on, as you're aware. Adam Straight has said that he will arrive at a public school budget through negotiation. Bill Kilby, however, has stated that CCPS funding should be based on what is best for the welfare of the county, and that the process has become too political. What do you think is the fair and proper way to deal with the school budget?
I have to agree that politics don't belong in the school budget or the school system or on the school board at all. I think that as a former school board member, I know the ins and outs of what goes into coming up with a budget. I've done my research then and now to know what the school system will need to be successful. Our students deserve more than maintenance of effort, but you also have to decide the determining factor is how much more can you give them, because they are one agency of county government. So I think it's hard discussions with the superintendent and the school board, trust factor, respect of what they bring forward, and then doing the best that we can while still addressing the other needs of the county.
Okay. In your most recent interview with us during the primary as well, you had stated you would support a charter amendment that gives more power to the council when it comes to the budget approval time. Now that you're being closer, one step closer to getting on the council, could you elaborate on what that looks like?
What I meant by that, and still agree with, is that the way the budget is set up now is the county executive comes up with a budget, gives it to the council. If they don't decide to pass it, the county executive's budget still goes into effect. There has to be another point in there where the council's vote is actually important and matters. So there has to be some research done to find out how we do that best.
Okay. One of the other platforms we had spoke about in our last interview was growth, okay? Really hot topic issue we talk about with every candidate. And every candidate kind of always tells me we need smart growth, it has to be managed, not too much development, preserve our rural heritage. Can you give me something with a little bit of substance here? What is smart growth to you as a county councilwoman?
I don't know how specific my answer is, but smart growth would be maintaining farmland in our agricultural community while still inviting businesses in that help our tax base, that help offer jobs. And I don't mean warehouses anymore. We have enough warehouses, but we need things that help the county grow without it coming out of all of the taxpayers' pockets. Farmland is important. It's a strong part of who the county is. So there's a fine balance of maintaining both of those.
Okay. One of the other issues we had talked about too was you believe the administration with the council can fund the government without having to raise taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still believe in that plan as you head into November?
Absolutely. The money that is there now, revenues have been up over the last few years. There's plenty of money there right now that we can fund better than we've done without raising taxes. But again, you have to be careful. You can't give everybody everything that they ask for, because you have to save revenues. You have to have a rainy day account for emergencies. So I strongly believe that our revenues are strong enough to not have to raise taxes.
How do you go about weighing the different values of a public works roads budget or a CCPS budget or sewer infrastructure that needs upgraded?
You're going to have to look at historic values and see where they've come in, what kind of budget they've needed in the past. And I don't have that information right now, but you have to figure out what they need, what they've had, and what more money would have brought.
Sure.
So sometimes more money isn't always the answer. It's about spending the money better.
Sure. Dawn, as we wrap up today, I just had two more questions. The first is, do you think there's any issue in the county that's gone under-addressed, maybe not so much on the radar?
Not offhand, no. I think the issue that everyone is aware of is the divisiveness that the last 4 years have brought,
Sure.
which we have to work on.
Sure. And finally, what is your message to voters ahead of November in the general election?
That I am open-minded, that I am here to serve every single resident of Cecil County, not just a particular few, and that I am conservative and that I am the right choice for the job.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Dawn Branch, District 5 Republican nominee for the County Council race here in November. Dawn, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. Folks, vote, register to vote, encourage your friends to do so likewise. I'm Grant Handley. Have a great night.